The World Health Organization announced a record weekly increase in global COVID cases, 9.5 million recorded infections, a 71% increase from the previous week. However, there were fewer deaths recorded this week. COVID deaths usually occur about 2 weeks after infection, so there will probably be an increase in that number about 14 days from now. But the WHO says Omicron still seems to be far less deadly than the Delta COVID variant. Dr. Anthony Fauci said the peak of this Omicron-fueled COVID surge may still be a few weeks away, which means we'll get to put in our initials a few more times before this is over. I guess we should keep getting COVID vaccine boosters every 6 months, right? Well, not according to one of the scientists that helped develop the Oxford-AstraZeneca COVID vaccine. Professor Andrew Pollard said, "It's just not, from a global perspective, affordable, sustainable, or deliverable to give fourth doses to everyone on the planet every 6 months. And remember that today, less than 10% of people in low-income countries have even had their first dose. So the whole idea of regular fourth doses globally is just not sensible." The CDC seemingly agreed. It basically said, "You're right. We can't give people COVID boosters every 6 months. We have to give them COVID boosters every 5 months." The CDC supported the FDA's decision to offer Pfizer COVID vaccine boosters after 5 months instead of 6. The CDC still recommends waiting 6 months to receive a Moderna booster, waiting 2 months to receive the Johnson & Johnson booster, and not waiting to invest everything you own in Pfizer stocks. Buy, buy, buy! Follow the science and the money. Luckily, hospitalization rates are remaining relatively low compared to previous COVID surges, although those numbers are steadily rising. However, there have been lots of news articles recently about how COVID hospitalizations among children are soaring at record numbers, which all sounds pretty scary. However, Dr. Anthony Fauci said that hospitalization rates of children are being overcounted. This is because children are automatically tested for COVID after being admitted. So while many children in the hospital may have COVID, they aren't all in the hospital because of COVID. Wait, wasn't the idea that COVID hospitalizations are being overcounted basically considered a conspiracy theory a few months ago? So Fauci backtracked on denying the coronavirus could have come from a Chinese lab, and now he's backtracking on hospitals overcounting COVID. If he keeps coming out in support of things once considered conspiracy theories, in 6 months, I'm expecting Fauci to announce that JFK was assassinated by the CIA, and that the CIA is run by lizard people living at the center of the moon, which is hollow, obviously. I knew it. New York Governor Kathy Hochul shares this sentiment about COVID hospitalizations being overcounted, and announced that New York hospitals will differentiate between people hospitalized with COVID and people hospitalized because of COVID, leading millions across the U.S. to scream, "They're just now doing this? Why weren't they doing that from the beginning?" Hochul said, "Someone is in a car accident, they go to the emergency room, they test positive for COVID while they're there. They're not there being treated for COVID." This is exactly the same talking point people were making a year and a half ago, and they were called anti-science conspiracy theorists. In 6 months, I'm expecting Hochul to announce that the plandemic was started by Bill Gates as part of a plot to help fellow billionaires by getting people addicted to social media and buying things online.
Olá pessoal, tudo bem? Aqui é o Tradutor, é graças a essas pessoas incríveis que eu posso estar trazendo conteúdo para vocês. E é isso aí pessoal, não se esqueçam de deixar seu like, seu comentário e até mais. Fui, grande abraço.